really see how an ancient dragon skull will help you with your rebuilding, but okay. Hey, welcome back to more Unicorn Overlord. I'm SlayerMathis. Hey. Oh, whoops. I did the wrong button there. And last time, we rescued a big old city from Zenoira. And this time, can't thank you enough for making those deliveries. Now I'm a bit less grim, at least for now. We are... Hey? Is it 1750 then?
No.
I was gonna do a whole thing, it's like, oh, we're now at B rank! Apparently not, yet. There's gotta be more towns we can get, right? Gravemund. Fish. It's a goddamn fish every time. But this was, do you need anything other than fish? Yeah, but we don't have that. Alright, well. What was his next thing? Next one was 50, I think. No, 25. I don't know if we'll be able to actually get that.
Here, you filled in 25% of your map. Go ahead and copy that over.
There we go.
See this village here between this lake and that mountain? This will make my late wife a great many years ago. Do me a favor and come back once you fill in 50% of your map.
A word, Your Highness. We now promote our soldiers to advanced versions of their original classes. I suggest we make for the nearest fort and bring even greater strength to the Liberation's ranks. It is, of course, a great idea to do so. Oh god, the game's chugging. So, each class has a certain value added to them. The unique classes are 50. You have some classes that are 30, some are 25. It's, for the most part, 25 to 35. Of course, again, few exceptions here and there. Of course, I think it does make most sense to bring Elaine and Scarlet both up. They are, after all, our Lord characters. Minor stat buff to everything, but the main thing is the extra 2 points, the extra 2 actions that you get.
I can't fail my sacred mission.
And then after this, Druids are, of course, really good in that respect. Really? I thought she was promoted, but no, I'm just dumb. Probably could just... Well, we get honors for rapport conversations. Once you promote Elaine, he can now go a little bit faster on the world as a mounted unit. Very minor thing, but still something that is quite nice. We've gained nothing new from these, but... Well, actually, okay, you do gain a new Valor skill, I should say. Well, usually. Elaine already has 2, but... well, a lot of time, you end up getting a second one, alright? I think the unique classes just might not have them. But you just get... We get some better classes just overall. So yeah, now... Also, more accessory slots, that's another thing. You do get more accessory slots. So we'll do that, and Rookie Egg, just because we're, yeah, a little bit low there. And this is going to be a little bit of a laid-back episode, because we're going to do a lot of rapport conversations. Rapport between Elaine and Hodrick. This is a fine evening, Your Highness. It is indeed. A kind of peaceful atmosphere which calms my mind to the memories of my childhood. Remember the day you lifted me upon your shoulders to let me see about the castle balcony. I'd not soon forget it. I can almost picture it now, gazing out at the endless lights which lay tranquil in the city below. As can I. Of course, I was still but a young man at the time. It took quite a scolding for Sir Joseph for exposing me to such danger. Yeah, dangerous as it was. I think a few moments more filled with joy. often prayed you would one day stand as tall as you, that I would bear the strength to support another just as you did for me. It is a prayer I continue to offer to the heavens even now. I've done everything I've done nothing to deserve such kind words, Your Highness. Yet I feel even the same. The moments we've spent together are truly an invaluable memory. I'm certain Queen Elenia would be pleased to see the fine young man you've become in the time since. I hope you're right. It's not many honors, but you do get a few. I'm also just like making up words in the middle of them, but they're words that kind of fit in. So, yeah. No, we'll just start from Palavia Town. I'm just gonna go around. Elaine and Scarlet. Do you remember this place, Elaine? How could I not? Lex and I used to waste hours in these woods, fashioning fallen branches into makeshift swords. And eating nuts from the trees until your stomachs hurt, don't forget. Yes, it's a rather embarrassing memory. Oh hey, what are you guys doing out here? I could ask you the same thing, Lex. Oh, you know, just figured I'd see how the island's been doing since we left. And all Alter's the same as always, by the way. You used to get so mad at us for playing back there, Scarlet. That was actually more of a you problem, Lex, only because you kept trying to climb on the statue. I guess so, yeah. Well, I better get going. Stomach's been killing me for some reason. Still a slave to his habits, I see. Please tell me you haven't been eating any nuts, at least. No, of course not. And because of that, we do unlock another one. Because we have quite high rapport with Scarlet. Lex and Joseph. What's next up? This is a surprise indeed, Lex. You're gonna fall quicker than I previously thought possible. Yeah, maybe, but I'm still nothing compared to Elaine. Few shall ever match His Highness's innate skill, yes. Such was the case with his mother before him, and her father before her. Didn't realize it ran in the family. Can I ask you something, Joseph? Why'd you ever agree to start teaching me after all these years ago? Well, you know, I was just the kid of some local fishermen. Because I felt His Highness needed someone to train with. You're the ideal partner. After all, a healthy competition shall spur both sides in equal measure. And of those living on this island, only you are close enough in age and stature. I guess that makes sense, yeah? You've become much more than a mere sparring partner in recent years. You're His Highness's greatest friend, Lex. The one he trusts above all others. Even you? That's kinda hard to believe. Besides, you got a whole damn army now. I'm sure you'd pick a fool like me over any of them. You're no fool. Norse military might have a fair measure of trust. What matters in a friend is knowing they would sacrifice everything to come to your aid. And one that would is a treasure most irreplaceable. You've been that friend to him for many years, Lex. I'll ask that you continue to do so. Oh, gonna make a guy blush when you put it like that. But trust me, you didn't even have to ask. I merely thought to return your ample sincerity and kind. These are definitely a lot more similar to, like, the older Fire Emblem support conversations, where I also didn't have any voice acting, real short. Things like in GBA games. GBA, Tellius, any of that stuff. Gotta say, I didn't think people this damn nice were really out there. Who did you speak of? I'm talking about you, boss. I mean, who's ever heard of a guy asking an enemy soldier to join up with them? Could have sworn you had the sense of knocked flat out of you. But maybe that kind of mercy is what being a king's all about. Enough of this, I beg you. I stand before your prince to open, and only then through the constant aid of my entire army. Yeah, good to see you staying humble about it. But you really are different, boss. The rest of the world treats us mercs no better than dirt. It's paying us our gold and sending us to die. With you, though, we can give them the same kind of respect that any knight would. I hadn't realized that was so unusual. My reason for hiring you was simply because I felt you deserved my trust, not for any sense of moral superiority. Sure it was. As you've said before, it is only coin which motivates your support of the Liberation's cause. So I swear to you now, you shall have all of your coin and much more, once Corny has returned to its proper rulers. Oh, good. Looking forward to it. I don't think he wants it anymore. Do that. Alright, we're just gonna go through the Rapport log. I want to take care of all the level 1s first, so Yana's our next up. As Le Bouge. I understand you once served as sorceress for the Cornea's royal family, Yana. Yes, I did, long before you were born. What were your duties in such a role? Most of the mundane things like erecting magic barriers, brewing curative potions, and training the younger witches and wizards of the castle. At times, I often consult the king's knights as well, though that often only consisted of hearing their worries and crafting a simple incantation to ease their troubled minds. And what manner of problems were they concerned about? The most common was a fundamental reluctance to even raise their weapon to another human being. Courtney and Drakenhold were still locked in frequent border disputes back then, so the fear of battle was ever present in people's thoughts. But weave a quick spell and all their hesitations would melt away, should in turn prevent those anxieties from becoming a liability in the critical moment. It was a useful technique to be sure, though utilized it too often, you risk riddling its recipients of every other emotion as well. There's no denying the strength of a knight without fear, but the sad truth is that such a knight may lose his heart in the process. And given the effects Nora's magic's already had on our people, we need to be more careful than ever about using this approach. You seem to put great care into your duties assisting the Royal Knights, Yana. Great enough that I've no doubts that allowing you to cast such a spell on me. Oh, then come to me next time your fears get the better of you. I'm sure to make the effects especially mild to leave your heart as unscathed as possible. That's our last level 1 from Elaine. Got Lex and Chloe. You are this one up here. Can I ask you something, Lex? Why do you only seek out food when I'm on cooking duty? Isn't it obvious? It's because you're the best chef we got. And we never had enough for seconds, so this is my one shot at getting a few extra bites in. Well, maybe we would have enough if someone wasn't stealing rations before we even sat at the table. Oh, I never thought about it like that. Still, I can't blame you for being hungry. You work harder than just about anyone in the army. And while I'm glad you think I'm a good cook... Hold on, is that blushing I see? I really do mean it, though. I don't know what we'd do without you. You didn't let me finish. What I was going to say is all the flattery in the world doesn't excuse theft. Listen, I'm sorry, alright? How about this? I'll set the table for dinner from now on, and I'll help you clean up after, too. And in return, you look the other way when I sneak a couple early bites. Fine. The second you forget to help, the deal's over. Works for me. So good. That's far more than a couple bites. Sorry. Again, you get to see a little bit of the characters, and even if it's not much, it's still, again, it's still something. Which I'm always okay with, learning a little bit more. Again, minor characters, I always say this, minor characters make things work. But my fears are unfounded, and yet I believe that best that we investigate my prince to be truly certain of nothing else. Tis as you say, Joseph. Commence the search at once. Shall be done, your highness. Might I help you with something, Chloe? Seems you've been studying our conversation with some intrigue. Oh, it's nothing too important. I just can't help but notice how similar you and His Majesty look at times. Is that so? I really consider our appearances comparable. Not like that. It's more in your mannerisms, if anything. Things like the way you both put your hand to your chin when you're deep in thought. I can't say I've no such parallels. I suppose it makes sense that His Majesty would take after you, though. Not only did you teach him the blade, of course, but royal etiquette and demeanor as well. Indeed. I've never tried to guide him in every manner possible these past 10 years. I often struggled in knowing how best to treat the young prince. A weakness stemming from the fact I had never raised a child of my own. You say that, but that's exactly what you did with him. It's like real father and son. Should that be the case? He's not inherited my flaws as well. Don't worry, I haven't noticed any. Neither of you, actually. But I will say, it's fun watching the two of you read scouting reports the exact same way. I should think you'd have more important things to focus on amidst our war councils. Oh, I mean, I'm always listening, I swear. Forgive me, Chloe, it was merely a joke. From you, sir? Take it as a symbol of trust if you wish. But do be careful not to grow complacent in our councils, Now that, next up, a couple more with Chloe. First one up with Clive getting involved. I must say, Chloe, it always pains me to see you burn my dinner preparations. I may not have much skill in the art of cookery, yet I would love to aid you in procuring ingredients if that's alright. If you would, that would be great. Though I have to wonder, how often have you actually bought food for yourself? Almost never, embarrassing as it is to admit. These matters will always be left to lower-ranking members of my order. Tell me, do you fear I will impede your work rather than expedite it? Not at all. Now come, let's work on your shopping list. Forgive me the wait, my lady. I've purchased everything you requested. Clive, What's the giant saddlebag? Well, the seasoning you asked for, of course. I performed my own calculations based on the recipe you provided, and I believe this should be a sufficient amount. Sufficient for the next 10 years, maybe. I've bought too much, you mean? That is a failure which brings shame to the very notion of knighthood. Please, it's nothing that dramatic. I can tell you're just eager to help. Here, why don't we get the next set of ingredients together? I thank you for your kindness, Chloe. And I promise I'll not fail you again. I mean, spices do go a really long way in cooking. I mean, I don't really cook all that much, but like I've maybe only had to buy spices like one time, and that lasts forever. So, and yeah, it's nice to have there. It's growing late, Chloe. It's not much we could have done, though. I mean, it was quick enough liberating that town, but I never thought they would throw us a feast afterward. A fair enough point. The food was rather impressive as well, yet I worried the snack I prepared this morning will have to be thrown away. So that's what you were doing crouched around the fire. What was it you made? Roasted yams. Not only are they delicious, but they give me all the energy I need to endure through the day. They're really that good, why don't you just eat them now? Although it might not be the best idea to have a little snack right before dinner. Perhaps we can share them then. Better than let them go to waste. Well, as long as you're sure. Is something wrong? Oh, I don't think we can eat those. Yes, it seems I've misjudged the effects of this cruel heat. Forgive me, yams, for allowing you to spoil in such a careless manner. It's not your fault, Rolf. It's not used to life in the desert yet. How about next time we cool them off first, or maybe we can forage for food after our assignment instead of before? Indeed. Is that really all you have to say to me? Come on, cheer up already. He is the Yam Man. Yam Man Rolf. Hodrick and Yana. Good day, Lady Yana. Same to you, my little Hodrick. But tell me, is there a reason you seem so flustered? Well, just merely... Go on. If you've something to say, then come out and say it. In truth, your choice of clothing is rather revealing, is it not? Is that what all this fuss is about? Much further mobility it provides, especially compared to a bulky suit of armor like yours. Besides, you can always just look away if you don't like it. As for me, I plan to enjoy my newfound youth however I please, and wearing these clothes is just one part of that. After all, they wouldn't quite suit a wizened old court sorceress now, would they? I suppose not. In that case, I shall strive to respect your choice of attire, Lady Yana. Really, we should all be able to wear exactly what we want. That includes you, my little Hodrick. Have you ever considered taking all that stuffy metal off for a moment? I could do no such thing! The day I removed my armor is the day I failed my duty as the shield of liberation. Somehow I knew you'd say that. Haha, see, there's a lore reason why the witches wear basically nothing. What do you mean that only applies to Yana? Oh god, there's a lot in this area. Sharon and Bruno! Another fine morning blessed by the Father's divine grace. I think short rest is in order to celebrate the occasion. Perhaps it's on that boiler over there. How lovely.
The hell you think you're doing?
My word, did the boulder just speak to me?
Who you calling a boulder?
I meant no harm, oh talking rock. Is that you, Bruno?
Of course it is, but I get the feeling you thought otherwise.
What? No. I would never confuse your muscular back from your stone. Well, I suppose there's no point in attempting to hide it. Forgive me for leaning on you.
Yeah, it's fine. It's kind of my fault too for crouching down like that. Sorry for scaring you, Sharon.
And what were you doing over there, if you don't mind me asking? Okay. What was that?
I found a cat, okay? Poor thing was hurting real bad, so I figured I'd try and fix him up.
And what an adorable little kitten he is. Assume you don't mind, I would be glad to heal him with some of my magic. With my help, your friend will be back on his paws in no time.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Thank you, Bruno. It'll be just a minute. Based God Bruno, helping out the cats. Slaying no, he's not slaying the man pussy. That's rude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some good chopping you're doing there, big guy.
I dare you to say that again. You gonna make fun of me? Go straight to hell.
Easy, easy. I'm just checking in on you. I know but you hate this kind of busy work, so...
I do, but at least it keeps my axe arm moving. I'll take that kind of training any day. You got something to say to me?
Oh, nothing.
Look, I brought this on myself, so you won't hear me complain if that's what you're after.
Not sure what you mean, but I'll tell you this much. Never change, Bruno. Now if you're gonna sneak food from the store, maybe try not to get caught next time.
Damn it, Travis! I knew you were only here to make fun of me!
I'm getting quite a lot. Clive and Morden.
You there, kid.
Ah, Morden was it?
That's what they call me. Anyway, I know you got a nice big chip on that lance of yours.
I do now, yes. It seems I'll need to procure a new one when next we're in town.
You're talking about buying? Let's let me take a look first. Should be an easy fix, and if anyone can do it, it's old stonemason like me.
I much appreciate it, thank you. Go right ahead.
There you are, good as new.
What craftsmanship. Done finer work than even my preferred blacksmith.
Glad to hear it. Now let's talk fees.
Hold a moment, you mean to demand gold from me?
What do you think this is, a charity job? All I'm asking for a bit of drinking money. And when you really think about it, this is still plenty cheaper than buying a whole new weapon.
Just mind you keep your wits about you,
No need to worry about me, kid. I've been swimming in houses before you were born.
Morden is just like a typical fantasy dwarf. But taller. Clive and Monica. Evening, Clive. Ah, Monica. What is it? Do you always stare at the ground when you're speaking to someone? It's rude, you know. It's not that I don't wish to meet your case, of course. It's merely... Enough, Clive. I know you had your reasons for deceiving me. As my grandfather. What's done is done. Be that as it may, it doesn't change the manner in which I wronged you. Well, I won't argue with that. It was rather uncivil of you. But bearing a grudge does me little good, knowing you only did what you thought was best. Unless there's something else you feel guilty about, of course. Should I be worried? Please, it's nothing as substantial as that. I was merely struck by how unchanged you seem, despite ever-looming threat of war. Even now, your iron will is apparent in your eyes, as it always has been. It is beautiful, I must admit. I don't know what to say, Clive. I can say nothing at all. You have truly forgiven my failings. I've no right to stand at your side ever again. You've changed as well. Years past, I could never afford to see you standing tall against the might of Zenora like this. I suppose not, no. Especially with them being, you know, former fiancés, I feel there's definitely like some other form of the word fiancé that I don't quite know. But yeah, they still get along despite being exes.
We'll get you for this, girl. Just you wait.
Kitra, what's going on here? What's going on is those mercs were making fun of me, so I taught them a little manners. Is that really all it took? You can't resort to violence on every bad word said about you. Then how you make us look, or yourself for that matter. You're the daughter of a lord, remember? You really should start speaking like one if nothing else. Sorry, not happening. The only lord our land's got now is Zenora. Mom and Dad are gone. I'm not a noble, friend, and neither are you. Not anymore. You will be. Once His Highness takes the throne, everything will go back to the way it used to be. That's what they say, yeah, but me? I'm not holding my breath. You're not believing him, Kitra. It doesn't matter what I believe. Besides, you're 5 times the proper lady I'll ever be. That's how it is, and that's how it's always gonna be. You can't mean that. I don't really. And I know the prince isn't a bad guy. So, I'm sorry. I'll watch what I say from now on, promise. Anyway, I should get going, place to be, you know? I wonder if that's a promise she can really keep. I don't think she can. Fran and Miriam! What can I possibly do with all this? And that's Kitra getting after last time. Is something the matter, friend? What's that bag you have there? Is this how I learn you're abandoning your order? No, I wouldn't ever. It's from my parents, actually, an assortment of all my favorite pickled vegetables. I'm thankful for the gift, of course, but I'll never be able to eat it all on my own. They sent me an array of formal wear, which is about as much use in battle as Hibernating Griffin. But we do have the occasional feast now and then. But knowing the company we keep, wearing anything too fancy would just make me stick out. Might you be able to send it all back? I've thought about that, but I've just been passing things off to the Kitra's family instead. Actually, I'd rather not hurt my parents' feelings so I can avoid it. That does sound quite a puzzle, though I admit I'm somewhat jealous to hear it. The only missives I've ever received from my father demand that I honor our family name on the field of battle. Nothing else. I suppose I should be pleased to hear anything at all from him. The man is taciturn, to say the least. Even so, I'm sure he worries about you in his own unique way. And I bet no feat of bravery could ever make him happier than seeing you get home safe. I pray you're correct. 2 more honors. Berenice and Clive.
I won't forget this.
Yeah, just keep walking if you know what's good for you. Berenice, what's going on here? Now that, this little scuffle's all.
Thank you, ma'am.
I believe I understand now. You stepped in to assist that girl. Judging by appearances, I can only assume you did so through force, not words. A noble deed marred by a most ignoble methodology. Yeah, it's not the best look, but you and I both know I've never been too big on tact. If that isn't me, there are more means to solve an issue than with your fists. Either way, old chap couldn't have helped much here. Black eyes and bruises are the only language a guy like that talks. Perhaps so, yes. Still, it's a point well taken. I'll keep in mind next time, yeah. Can't promise it'll turn out any different, though. Whatever shall I do with you, Berenice? We're slowly getting there. Almost done with our rapport. Less almost done with our rapport than I thought. I'm gonna save the rest of these for next time, just because we're already pretty far past time. So yeah, next time we'll be doing a couple of, at least one, pretty basic mission. Just, you know, basic liberation, and doing the rest of the rapport. But, until then, see you guys later.